Tonight, a 10 on your side investigation into a lawsuit that's got the legal community scratching its heads, in a manner of speaking.
Well, a judge has ruled the Chesapeake Airport Authority has damaged a home, even though the property values actually doubled after the damage was already done. And it could cost taxpayers about $500,000.
And 10 on your side's Andy Fox checked out this story. Andy, we're all asking what's going on.
Well, that's what the Chesapeake Regional Airport is trying to figure out, too. They can't believe they lost this lawsuit. The folks at the once sleepy little airstrip are now on the losing side of an eminent domain case that has caught the entire legal community by surprise. Is it a crying thing?
No.
Is it an anger thing?
No.
That thing is increased air traffic into the Chesapeake Regional Airport over the homes of these residents living in West Landing Estates.
It's just a pain in the thing.
Going right over, I can hear it.
During 10 on Your Side's interview, we could hear a military helicopter approaching over John Kulikowski's home.
The search and rescue one is the one that really shakes the house. My glasses would jump up and down on my nose when they fly over.
Come on. Really?
So help me, honest to God.
In an extraordinary legal win, George Osipov successfully sued the Chesapeake Airport Authority, claiming his property was damaged due to increased air traffic, even though his property increased in value during the 5 years he owned it by 111%. At Chesapeake Circuit Court, Judge Randall Smith agreed with Osipov. The Osipovs have suffered injury to their property in the nature of noise and vibration.
So there he goes again.
Remember that helicopter flying over? Well, it's back 5 minutes later.
And when they're over this neighborhood, they're at 400 feet and below on the ILS approach.
The ILS approach began the feud between neighbor and airport. The neighbors moved in after the airport was built, but before the airport installed an instrument landing system called an ILS in 2003. ILS allows airplanes to land any time of day in bad weather, and it changed the volume and nature of air traffic right over their homes.
It's like a highway in the sky. 24/7, these planes are coming over.
Pilots practice ILS landings at Chesapeake to stay current in their instrument certifications. Chopper 10 is now using the ILS. It tells pilot John Massey where the center of the runway is, and it guides Massey to the runway.
As we flew this approach, as we passed over those homes on the approach end of that runway, we passed above those houses between 300 and 350 feet.
There it is! 5 minutes later, that helicopter's making a fourth pass. The airport is appealing the decision, but airport manager Joe Love agreed to visit the neighborhood with 10 on Your Side.
In the distance, I hear an airplane, very, very faintly. I hear traffic over on Route 17. I hear the wind. That's what I hear.
Love claims the airport has only a small amount of air traffic. We asked him about that helicopter on the ILS approach, which, by the way, is now making a fifth pass.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that occasionally you don't have a helicopter fly over the home. I say it's not typical.
The neighbors say it is typical, and Love admits he's taken complaints and he's called the pilots before.
We've done that many times. As long as we know that somebody's being bothered. If they don't call us, then we're not aware of the problem.
Remember that helicopter? Now making the sixth and final pass in just 17 minutes. Where does the plane usually fly over? In fairness to the airport, 10 on Your Side spent 4 hours in the neighborhood at night with a decibel meter, and no planes ever flew over. LabCorp picks up lab samples almost nightly, but the night we were out there, the pilot did not use the ILS approach and did not fly over the neighborhood. Eminent domain attorney Joe Waldo represents the neighbors.
Isn't it only fair that if they're putting that airport and the burden of that airport on the back of 13 homeowners, that they pay what's fair?
Well, what's fair, Waldo says maybe $50,000 in damages for lost home value for each of the 13 neighbors involved in the legal fight. $650,000 for air rights over their homes, and who's going to pay for it? That's right, Chesapeake taxpayers. The airport authority plans to appeal to the state Supreme Court. We'll keep you updated on this. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on Your Side.